Kevin Coe, a convicted rapist the state of Washington wants to keep behind bars, even though he has served his time.
Still with us from Yakima, Washington, is a victim of Kevin Coe. Also, we have a victim's advocate, Kelly Addington, joining us today. Former DA and Judge Janine Pirro here as well.
And joining us now, criminal defense attorney Joanna Greenwald. And I guess we should not be using the term victim. You're all survivors, you and Julie as well. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
The guy did his time, 25 years. He should be out of jail.
Well, here's my thing on this, and let me answer this in two ways. One with a number, that of the inmates who are currently serving time for a sex offense, 40% of them are reconvicted for a sex offense within 1 year of being released.
40%. Now, we have had sexual predators or offenders, former sexual offenders, who have served their time on our program who say these rates are all blown out of proportion.
Well, it's the U.S. Department of Justice. How can that be blown out of proportion? But the second answer to that is this man he's not cooperating with authorities. He's not showering, not cutting his hair, letting his nails grow out. So he is, having some mental issues himself. So we have to look as a society and as the judge and as the attorneys to say he's not safe to himself. How can we expect him not to harm someone else?
That doesn't mean that he's going to be a rapist to somebody else. So let me just jump in. I'm just sorry. I'm just listening.
No, go.
His hair growing out, his nails, or anything like that, if he's suffering from depression, then that's separate from saying that he's a danger to somebody else at this time. He served his time for the 25 years in jail that he was there. Magically, after 25 years, all of a sudden they say, wait a second, we want to confine him in an additional amount of time. It's backwards. They had 25 years to go through and say that he was a danger to others and to confine him and to send him to a mental institution. What most people don't realize is if you're found for a mental disorder, you could be sitting in a mental institution longer than actually for what the charge you're found guilty of.
Double jeopardy?
Double jeopardy, I think, in this case, because they're trying him all over again for an act that they enacted 10 years almost after when he was in jail. They had 18 years to go after him.
Is it unusual for a situation like this to happen where a person has served their time and the prosecution comes back and it says he's not well and he needs to stay
Not
in
at all.
some sort of facility?
This is a concept of civil confinement, and what it means is that the government has an obligation to protect its its citizens. It's the first order of government. Now, if you have someone who is a sexually violent predator, the United States Supreme Court has said not on one, not on two, but on 3 occasions, it is constitutional. It is not a violation of due process. It is not double jeopardy when they're about to be released to assess their danger. Are they a continuing danger to the public, and put them in civil confinement, which is a mental health facility where they can be released after 1 year's service. This is something that we must do.
How many of those cases have stood? How many of those cases?
The United States Supreme Court has said that they're going to
They could say it, yeah, except that not that many actually withstood that. You put people up for that. They actually have not kept people. They put that act in, but it doesn't work.
Ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
They could have gone help the whole time, and they didn't.
But no, that's not.
They didn't do anything for them.
What you
they did
do
nothing
is
for
you
him.
convict them for the crime,
Okay.
and then you say, when we let them out in society, should we let them out if we know they're going to reoffend? That is government not performing its job.
Do you do that for just rapists? You're going to do that for drug dealers?
They are the
drug dealers.
Let's leave these questions. We're going to continue this on our website because we're running out of time, but this is really important, and we want to hear a little bit more about what you think about this, Kelly. Julia, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it. Best of luck to you.
I wish Janine was the judge. I wish Janine was the judge in this case. Hey, coming up next, we have another one of our investigations. M&J investigates the celebrity secret some call Hollywood hype. Star